Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. So it is a Monday, which means it is a Bible study Monday, and I am finally done with Genesis 30, the videos that posted for you guys today. It was supposed to have been done last week, really, I was, but I didn't even have it done last week. With my son being sick for so long, and like he had the fever, and me being so concerned about him, and having to make sure if I need to take him to the hospital, whatnot, I did not really get any studying done last week. I read the chapter, I just didn't actually take notes or anything on it. So instead of doing Genesis 30 last week, I did Psalms 4. But thankfully, I have Genesis 30 done today, and I can go ahead and do it. Now, granted, my kid is still home right now. He's on the living room playing. He still has this nagging cough that just won't go away, and I'm pretty sure his teacher would have sent him home for it. But he's on the living room. I'm not too concerned with him now. He's just kind of playing with his toys. After this video, however, we're going to go to the park and go play, and that will be nice because it's really warm out. And I had to go buy this shirt in order to try and have something to cover my shoulders because I have a tank top underneath this. I burned my shoulders last week at the park. It's ridiculous. But yes, so before I get into this, there's a couple things I want to tell you guys. The first thing I want to tell you guys is that I'm posting a second video today. Normally I don't put two videos on the same day, but today you guys are getting a second video because I took my dog out for a walk yesterday evening, and it was really peaceful, and it was really calming and relaxing, and I recorded it. It was supposed to be a short. It's only like 2 minutes, like a little over 2 minutes long. Unfortunately, shorts require it to be less than a minute long. So it's a short, but it's not going to be counted as a short. It's going to be counted as just a regular video. But it was nice, it was relaxing, and I was actually content with actually recording it. And my dog was actually really cooperative for once. So, like I said, you guys are getting a second video. It's just going to be, it's supposed to be a short. It's just not a short. When we go to the park today, I am going to take my dog with me as well because he can use the chance to get out. And I probably will record there as well. I know last week when my kid went to the park, I recorded him, and I'm going to post that up sometime during this week because the only way I'm pretty much ever going to get any kind of videos of him posted up on this channel is if he's doing something, like if he's playing or making a craft or walking with the dog or something. But not in like an actual video, like him sitting next to me kind of thing, because he doesn't have the attention span to sit still to make a video with me. He doesn't have the attention span to actually focus on what the topic is at hand. But this is supposed to be Kay and me and him kind of channel, and I do want to include things for my kid in it. And I figured playing, at least right now, while he's at this age and not on his ADHD medicine, I figured this would be a good time for him to, I just lost my train of thought. Him playing would be a good way for me to get videos on him up. So I recorded him last week playing at the park. There was some water sprinklers and he was getting all drenching wet. It was kind of funny. But I recorded him then. And that's where we're going to again today, so I'm going to record him as well, along with the dog, so it'll be perfect. I'm going to post those up sporadically throughout the week, and they're not the usual videos I'm going to be posting, okay, but because it is a nice week, and I do want to record it, I do want to get those out for you guys, so you guys can at least kind of see my kid, see how he's playing, and that kind of sort of thing. But yeah, out of the norm. The other thing I want to post up is, or not really post up, but is I have officially declared that I'm going to be getting off my butt more, and I'm actually going to get to these challenges that I posted up on my Instagram account. Okay, I will have a link to that Instagram post in my description below at the end of this video, and it explains everything. Okay, so lately I have been really depressed. I've been really just pulling away from people. I've been kind of putting on a mask, acting like I'm okay, especially like here on YouTube. It's just things have just been kind of rough. Things been hitting us hard. Things are not going the way we want it to go. Our cars are having serious issues. We're having money issues, and just we're living off credit cards at the moment and not making enough. And when we do get our paychecks are just going straight back onto the credit cards, and it's been really rough. It's been really difficult. We've been keeping our head barely above water, but because of that, I've been kind of just really pulling away from pretty much everyone and the entire world. I've not been really wanting to do my challenges. I've been slacking. I've been not reading my Bible. I've been just kind of just existing. I've been just kind of just been going day to day, not really being alive in a sense. So I don't know what gave me the kickstart, or the jump start. I don't know. But something did, and I was just getting tired of just kind of coasting by through life the last couple weeks or so. I've been supposed to be doing an exercise challenge, and it started like over a week ago. It was like a 1 month long exercise challenge, like a 30-day exercise challenge. And one of my friends who I started it with is already done, and I'm only on like day 6 or day 7. And I started like 2 weeks ago. There's a 42-day Bible verse challenge I was supposed to be starting like almost a week ago, and I haven't. So I'm actually making the decision to get off my butt and start trying to actually live my life and not just coasting by, because this is not how I want to live. This is not how I want to do. This is not the example I want to set for my kid. So if you guys are not following my Instagram account, go and follow it, because I have the entire post on there. I have other videos on there, other posts on there. I have the actual dog walking post on there already. But I explain everything on there, what I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm restarting my exercise challenge. I'm doing squats, the back leg kicks, where you're standing up and you're just kind of kicking your back leg, and then I'm usually doing like a 1 minute hold, trying to hold my leg there. I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups, and donkey kicks, because I'm really trying to get myself into shape, and I'm really trying to start eating healthy. I'm doing a daily prayer for someone. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a 42-day challenge, and as I mentioned in my last video, Monday, I am doing for the month of June, and probably going on forever, I am doing a only Christian music podcast content listening to while I'm at work. Because normally when I'm at work, all I listen to is scary stories, or all I listen to is scary podcasts. And I think that is partly what's kind of taking a toll on me. I think that's kind of one of the things that's kind of making me go down into the dumps. And I don't like that. So I am trying. I started it months ago, and I never completed it. I never failed. I failed it. So this month, I have been doing pretty good on it so far. I've not listened to any scary stories. I'm going to be listening to Christian podcasts, Christian music. I even made a Christian playlist of the Newsboys. Okay, go check that one out below as well. That's my YouTube as well. It'll be at the end of the video. It is a 3-hour long video of every single song by Newsboys. Old ones, new ones, everything. Even ones you probably have never heard of. Okay, and it is awesome. There was not a single video that contained all of the Newsboys, including the way they were meant to be, all upbeat and rocky. The only playlists I'd seen were the ones with the Elevation Worship, which, don't get me wrong, Elevation Worship is good. It's just Newsboys is supposed to be the upbeat one, and when it was done with the Elevation Worship, they were kind of mild, and I don't really like that. If I'm in the mood to listen to kind of slow music, I'll listen to slow music. I don't mind that. But when I want to listen to Newsboys, I expect it to be upbeat, like how they are for all their music. So I put together a playlist with all of their songs, including the old ones, which is awesome. I love the Breakfast song. Okay, that's probably one of my favorites. Absolutely love that one, and it is one of the old ones. The singer for that one is not the black guy that's playing today. I know that sounds racist, but I really don't know his name. I'm sorry. But there's that one guy that sang the Breakfast song. I swear, if you put on the outfit, the guy can look like he's an Egyptian. Probably the same thing with the other guy. There's two guys that were before this black guy here. And like I said, I'm really sorry about that. I'm not trying to be racist. Okay, I really love the new guy. Okay, I absolutely love his music. He's an awesome singer. But the two guys before him, they're bald and they have this weird, they have this really, really pretty complexure. If you put them in an outfit, they could really pull off being Egyptians. Like Egyptian pharaohs or something. Do the eyes, do the little whatever that gold thing on, put the outfit on. They could really pull off being Egyptians. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm off topic now. Okay, point is, I've been listening to Christian music, Christian podcasts. I've even been listening to sermons at work. I've been listening to Christian just videos in general. And I've been kind of staying off of my main YouTube channel where all my music is, because that's where my scary stories are. And I don't really want to go through my subscription list and unsubscribe to them because that just takes too long. I have to literally, I have a lot of subscriptions on my main account. Okay, I would have to literally go through it all, look for every single scary story, and then just unsubscribe. And it takes too long for me to do that. I really don't want to. So I just kind of logged out of that one. Whenever I'm at work, I log out of it whenever I'm at work, and I go onto this account here with all my Christian stuff on it, and I just listen to Christian stuff on here. It makes it so much easier, so much simpler, and I'm not breaking my 1 month Christian content challenge. But yeah, like I said, Christian playlist for Newsboys. I will have all this in the description below for you. But I'm hoping with all of these kind of changes going that I'm trying to really implement in this very short time of like a week, I'm hoping it will pull me out of this funk and actually start kicking me upwards, because like I said, I've been really out of it, and it's been really taking a toll on myself. It's been taking a toll on my kid. It's been taking a toll on, I think, mine and my relationship with my roommate, which I'm not going to go into that. So let's just go ahead and just dive right into Genesis 30, because I am just kind of just go check out the Instagram post, okay? It'll explain so much. You guys do have to follow my Instagram account if you guys are not following in order to see it. It is on private. I've been getting too many people who've been kind of spamming not inappropriate things, but like they're spamming like, hey, go click this link and you get free money or price scam messages on my videos. I have been having to delete them, so I put my account back to private. So like I said, if you want to watch my videos or see my posts, you have to subscribe to my channel or my Instagram account. So go check that out. Genesis 30. All right. So Genesis 30 is continuing on with the competition between the baby making between the sisters. Okay. And thankfully it ends soon. Okay. Really. All right. We're going to read it first, and then we're going to go ahead and go over the notes. And just make sure real quick if I can get my pages to turn. And no reflection, so thankfully for that, okay? Alright. Going on. ESV version, by the way. It says, when Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, she envied her sister. She said to Jacob, give me children or I shall die. Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, Am I in the place of God, who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb? Then she said, here's my servant Bilhah. Go into her, so that she may give birth on my behalf, that even I may have children through her. So she gave him her servant Bilhah as a wife, and Jacob went into her, and Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Then Rachel said, God has judged me, and has also heard my voice, and given me a son. Therefore she called his name Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah conceived again, and bore Jacob a second son. Then Rachel said, with mighty wrestlings I have wrestled with my sister, and have prevailed. So she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had ceased bearing children, she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Then Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a son, and Leah said, good fortune has come, so she called his name Gad. Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a second son, and Leah said, happy am I, for women have called me happy. So she called his name Asher. In the days of wheat harvest, Reuben went and found mandrakes in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, please give me some of your son's mandrakes. But she said to her, is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes also? Rachel said, that he may lie with you tonight in exchange for your son's mandrakes. When Jacob came from the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, you must come in to me, for I have hired you for my son's mandrakes. So he lay with her that night, and God listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. Leah said, God has given me my wages because I gave my servant to my husband. So she called his name Issachar. And Leah conceived again, and she bore Jacob a sixth son. Then Leah said, God has endowed me with good endowment. Now my husband will honor me because I have borne him six sons. So she called his name Zebulun. Afterwards she bore a daughter, and she called his name Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her and opened her womb. She conceived and bore a son, and said, God has taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph, saying, may the Lord add to me another son. Now this is going into Jacob's prosperity, the next part. Okay. As soon as Rachel had born Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, send me away that I may go to my own home and country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served you, that I may go, for you know the service that I have given you. But Laban said to him, if I have found favor in your sight, I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. Name your wages, and I will give it. Jacob said to him, you yourself know how I have served you, and how your livestock has fared with me. For you had a little before I came, and it has increased abundantly. And the Lord has blessed you wherever I turned. But now, when I shall provide for my own household, but now when shall I provide for my own household also? He said, what shall I give you? Jacob said, you shall not give me anything if you will do this for me. I will again pasture your flocks and keep Let me pass through all your flock today by removing from it every speckled and spotted sheep and every black lamb, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and they shall be my wages. So my honesty will answer for me later when you come to look into my wages with you. Every one that is not speckled or spotted among the goats and black sheep among the lambs, if found with me, should be counted stolen. Laban said, good, let it be as you have said. But that day Laban removed the male goats that were stripped and spotted, and all the female goats that were speckled and spotted, every one that had white on it, and every lamb that was black, and put them in the charge of his sons. And he set a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob pastured the rest of Laban's flock. Then Jacob took fresh sticks of poplar and almond and plane trees, and peeled white streaks in them, exposing the white of the sticks. He set the sticks that he had peeled in front of the flocks in the troughs, that is, the watering places, where the flocks came to drink. And since they bred, when they came to drink, the flocks bred in front of the sticks, and so the flocks brought forth stripped, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob separated the lambs and set the faces of the flocks toward the stripped, and all the black of the flock of Laban. He put his own droves apart and did not put them with Laban's flock. Whenever the stronger of the flock were breeding, Jacob would lay the sticks in the troughs before the eyes of the flock, that they might breed among the sticks. But for the feebler of the flock, he would lay them there. So the feebler would be Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. Thus the man increased greatly and had large flocks, female servants and male servants, and camels and donkeys. And that is Genesis 30. So that is a whirlwind. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the actual notes of it. Okay, so we're first starting off with the fact that Rachel has not borne any children to Jacob at all. She is still barren. She's childless. Okay, so the first thing is that she's saying is, one, she envied her sister. Okay, and she said to her, Jacob, give me children or I shall die. I mean, the exclamation mark, you can hear the desperation in her voice. Okay, she really wants to be a mom. She is upset. She's jealous. Her sister is the one who's having the kids, and this is just one huge mess. Okay, but so it goes on. It says, so Jacob was kindled against Rachel. Okay, and so you can tell there's a lot of tension going on in the family. Okay, not only are the two wives sisters, Leah was the one who was not even really wanted in the first place. He's not really loved. Leah is the one Rachel is the one who's loved, but she doesn't have children. Her sister wasn't having kids. She's not. This is just a lot of tension in one house. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know how he's doing it. Okay. And he's like saying, am I in the place of God? So even in this situation, he is still saying that the hand of God is in the matter. He is not the one who is preventing her from having kids. It is by God's doing, which is for whatever reason, it's God's purpose, God's reasoning for doing it. Okay, but we can see right here, like, Rachel was the beautiful one. According to what I was saying earlier, is Leah was kind of like a little more dull. So, beautiful or not, we all have our problems, and right now her problem is the fact is that she is not having kids, and she really wants to, and she's feeling jealous and upset, not only with her husband, but also with Leah, because Leah, her sister, is the one having the kids, and she's not. Okay, so at that point, then she says, here's my servant, take her and go have kids with her, that way I may have kids through her. So she gave Bilhah as a wife, which maybe remind, okay, when it says wife, it doesn't necessarily mean an actual wife. At that point, it's basically a surrogate mother kind of situation. Okay. Doesn't mean, okay, so it doesn't mean Jacob actually married Bilhah. It means he did with Bilhah what a man should only do with his wife. Same thing goes for the Zilpah, or how do you say her name? He's not actually taking them as a wife. He's literally just sleeping with them. Kind of like a prostitute kind of thing. But not really. I mean, prostitute, they get paid, but point is, he's sleeping with these two servants, and the actual wives are the ones who are becoming the surrogate mother to the kids that they're bearing. Okay, so another surrogate mother situation, and unlike the last one, this one's actually these are actually turning out correctly, at least from our view that we can see. We can't actually see if it's not, but from our view we can actually see it is turning out correctly, because they're the ones who are naming the kids, they're the ones who are actually considering them their children, so on and so on. Okay, so Bilhah conceived and bore a child, and Rachel had said, God has judged me, and also has heard my voice and given me a son, so she named him Dan, which means judgment. And then Jacob's servant conceived again, and she called him Naphtali, which means wrestle, because she said, with mighty wrestlings I have wrestled with my sister and have prevailed. So again, the whole prevail part, this is literally a competition. They're having a baby competition. Okay. And then Leah at that point had ceased bearing, and because there's a competition going between the two of them, Leah now wants to conceive more kids, but she can't because she's ceased bearing. So that's when she gives her servant Zilpah to Jacob, and Zilpah bore another kid. Okay. And she said, good fortune has come, so she named she named the child Gad, which means troop or good fortune. Okay. Then she bore again, and she named the kid Asher, which means happy. Okay. Then it goes on into, in the days of wheat harvest, Reuben, which is Leah's firstborn child, he went and found mandrakes, and he brought them to his mother Leah. And Leah wants them because this was thought to increase fertility in women. So Leah's son has these mandrakes, and Rachel, who's got two kids through her servant, still wants a child of her own, like an actual child that she gives birth herself. So she wants these mandrakes her son brought back. But Leah's retaliation is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes also? So at this point, she thinks that Leah thinks Rachel took away her husband, even though it was Rachel who Jacob was supposed to have married there in the first place. This would not have been the case if he had actually just gotten Rachel when he was promised to. He served 7 years for her, and then he got tricked into marrying Leah, and Leah wasn't really wanted. And then he worked another 7 years for Rachel because he loved Rachel. But according to her, she thinks Rachel took away her husband. Okay, so Rachel says, then he may lie with you tonight in exchange for your son's mandrake. So not only is she's selling her husband's kind of him sleeping with her for the mandrakes that hopefully these might actually help make her fertile to have a baby. Okay, so when Jacob comes home, she goes out and says, "Hey, you must come eat tonight, me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrake." So this is she basically hired him to have sex with her, which is pretty bad. You should never have to hire your own husband to have sex with you. Okay. So at that point, she conceived again and bore Jacob a fifth son, and she named him Issachar, which means reward, because she had said, God has given me my wages because I have gave my servant to my husband. So in her point, that she considers that a reward. Then Leah conceived and bore again, and she gave him a sixth son, and she named him Zebulun, which means dwelling. And then she gave birth to a daughter, the only daughter Jacob has, and she named him Dinah, which is, at that point, the competition is over. And apparently there's no significance to the name Dinah. But I did look it up because I was curious what Dinah meant. Okay. It means judged or vindicated. Okay. Alright, so then, at this point, like I said, the competition over, she's not going to have any more kids. Leah is done. She's done for it. Okay. Then God remembered Rachel, and God opened her womb, and she conceived and bore a son named Joseph. May he add. Okay, and this was, God has taken away my reapproach. And at this point, this is her only child that is actually hers. Alright, no wait, I think she gives birth to one more. She does, but it's not in this chapter. I don't know where it is. I just know when I looked it up, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I do know that she does give birth to another child named Benjamin. And she has two biological kids with her husband. When I was doing my notes here for that, when I was doing my notes here, I did a little chart of all of the kids that Leah and Rachel have. And there are two biological children with Rachel. There is Joseph and there's Benjamin. But I don't see Benjamin on here at all. I don't know where he comes in. And I know it's not in the next chapter because I've already read that one. I just can't remember where the other child is. I have no idea. I know it's not in the next chapter, and I know it's not in 32 because I read 32. But somewhere there's another child with Benjamin, and I'll find it. I'll look it up actually later. But so far right now we are done with the kids. Okay, we have no more kids at this moment. Leah has Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Gad. She's also got Asher, she's got Issachar, she's got Zebulun, and she's got Dinah. So she's got 9 kids, Leah does. And then 2 of them are through Zilpah, her servant. Then Rachel has Dan, and she's got Naphtali through her servant Bilhah, and then she has Joseph, and then she has Benjamin. And like I said, I know Benjamin's in here somewhere. I know I've read about him already. I saw him. I just can't remember where. Okay. But this whole entire tension between the sisters and the competition and everything, this kind of just goes back to proving that what Genesis 2:24 was trying to say, how God is only wanting a one man, one woman kind of marriage. Okay, it even says here in 2:24, like here, I'm gonna read that real quick, where he's literally saying a man and a wife go in together, and it's just they're leaving, and it's a one woman marriage. Here it says, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And then going into 25, it says, and the man and his wife were, that's the one where they're both naked and ashamed. But it's pointing out that it is a one man, one woman relationship, not anything else. And then I looked a little further in Leviticus. It says 18:18. Let me go that real quick and I'll show you. It is saying you should not be doing sisters and sisters. Because I do know there's other people who do have more than one wife. If I can actually get to it. My pages are all for some reason sticking. 18. Here we go. It says, and you shall not take a woman as a rival wife to her sister, uncovering her nakedness while her sister is still alive. So it is literally saying you shall not take sister and sister as two wives, because it causes, this is a problem, and this is just one example. Okay, so the hostility between the two sisters is obvious, very much so, and it's also extremely painful, not only to read, but probably even more so while living this. So it must have been terrible living at home where one wife believed the other has stolen her husband from her, and then feeling like they're not loved, and just this is a headache. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot even believe that this even happened. And there's one thing I do want to point out, the name Asher. When she named her son Asher, okay, Ali was more concerned about the status of the child. The fact that when he says, it says, happy am I, for women have called me happy. So right there, like I said, for women have called me happy. Because Asher was her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Her sixth child. Okay, so she's more concerned about the status that the child was going to come. It made her come off looking happy because she had a sixth child than she was about the actual child itself. So not only are the sisters competing against one another in a baby competition, they are using their kids as pawns in a power struggle with the within the home, and basically they're using the kids as a pawns, in other words. Okay, but like I said, thankfully we're done with that. We only have one more kid coming up soon, and that's Benjamin, and it's somewhere in the chapters. But now we're going into Jacob's prosperity and him wanting to leave and go on his own. Okay, so as soon as Rachel had bore Joseph, Jacob had went to his uncle Laban and said, "Send me away that I may go to my own home and country." So first, right off the bat, Jacob already knew that he belonged in the land of the promise by God through the covenant. And he is wanting to say, "Give me my wives and children for whom I have served you." He wants to leave. He wants to go back to the promised world. Okay. And then Laban had said, "If I have found favor in his sight, I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you." So he's probably practical. He probably practiced occult divination, which is I'm pretty sure it's bad. And right at the back, we already know the fact that Laban knows that Jacob is a hard worker. He knows that he's kind of been blessed because of Jacob. Okay, and one, he doesn't want that to go, first off. But he knew that Jacob was an invaluable worker. Okay, so he says, "Name your wages and I will give it to you." And he's kind of trying to set him up in a sense. Set him, I guess, the way that it looks like it to me, it looks like he's trying to set him up for failure. Okay, so these are Jacob's wages. He said that Jacob would take the speckled and the spotted sheep, and he would, and they shall be my wages. So honesty will answer to me later, where you will look into my wages with you. Everyone that is not speckled or spotted among the goats. Laban said, "Good, let it be as you have said." So right there, good as you let it be as you said. This was agreed by both parties. So first, it was a foolproof way to distinguish between the flocks of Laban and the Jacob, as well as Laban liked the deal because the odds were set in his favor. Jacob may have proposed in this arrangement because he was willing to trust God. So let me kind of break it down, because the way it was confusing to me for a while. So Jacob would take the speckled and the spotted offspring, but first he had to separate the current speckled and spotted animals from the rest of the flock. Okay, and then they put, where is it? There we go. He put them in the charge of his sons and set a distance of 3 days between himself and Jacob. That way there was no there was no way to, I guess, cheat or for it to go wrong or badly or whatever the case is. But Jacob himself was looked over Laban's flock, and he could care for the larger side of it, and the solid animals, and there was the 3-day journey between them is to make sure that there was nothing to mix, or there's no way to confuse it, or no way to jeopardize this deal that they kind of made between the two of them. But that's what I'm saying. It was to prevent mixing of the flocks and a 3-day journey. Like that, to prevent mixing. It was to prevent it from this deal being ruined. Okay, in other words. Okay, let's just make it simple as that. Okay, so Jacob goes into it goes into the details of the sticks and all that kind of stuff. I did not fully understand it until I had to use a Blue Letter Bible. Okay, I used Blue Letter Bible in order to try and understand what this is talking about. So here's what I got. So Jacob put branches in the watering troughs of the flock, and it apparently increased the number of speckled and spotted offspring from a solid color flock that Jacob managed on Laban's behalf. Okay, and now a feebler means weak or lack of strength. So it says, wherever the stronger the flock were breeding, Jacob would lay the sticks in the troughs before the eyes of the flock, and that they may breed among their sticks. But for the feebler or the weak ones of the flocks, he would not lay them there. So the feebler would be Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. So Jacob basically used selective breeding to increase the strength and vitality of his flock. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. And thus the man increased greatly and had large flocks, female servants and male servants, and camels and donkeys. So God blessed Jacob because of the promise he had made, that God had made to Jacob. Okay, and that is everything that I'm probably getting from this. Okay, and I know there's probably a little more complexity, everything to it, but that is the general point to this. He is literally using a breeding selection kind of thing, and he's using what he knows in order to try and increase the numbers that he's supposed to be getting, and God worked in his favor, and that is what he'll do. Chapter 31, which I'm currently working on right now, it goes into Jacob fleeing from Laban. Okay, but like I said, that will be not next week, but the week after that one. My dog. Don't throw up on my floor. No, he's not. He just coughing. I heard bark, something like that. But like I said, so next week would be Matthew 6. And then the week after that would be Genesis 31. So yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys relax now. I do have another video coming up this week, Thursday, of a reaction video to Christian shorts. A lot of them, I will tell you right now, a lot of them are by two people because they're funny. Okay, I like these two YouTubers videos, and they're probably my two favorite Christian YouTubers and everything. But so yes, like I said, a lot of them will be by the same two people, but I do have some variations. Okay, just keep that in mind. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I got a lot of work to do. Okay, I gotta go take my kid to the park, and then as soon as I get back, time to get on the computer and start working out all of the little details to my videos, the endings and whatnot, and links and whatnot. So I've been neglecting the last two videos. I haven't done that either. So anyways, you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and post it below. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to share. If you have anyone you know who might want to watch this or watch any of my other videos, go ahead and share it to them directly. And don't forget to hit the bell button so you get notifications of when I upload. And then of course, lastly, go check out my Instagram account in the description below. Because at that point, then you guys will see the post that I was talking about at the very beginning of the video, and you guys are going to see any other videos or posts or pictures and whatnot I post up there, including my Bible notes and my Bible additional pages. So, alright, without further ado, I will let you guys go and see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.